Hey, what's going on, people? I wanted to do a quick review of the MSP. I just got it Tuesday, was that the 23rd, and took it out a couple of times since then. It's been raining here a lot. Yesterday, I was able to get it up to 30, 31, 32, something like that. And coming from a King song, and I have the MSP 2000 watt variant, speed variant, and initially my thoughts on it were, in choosing between that and the torque version, the 2500 version, I wanted speed because, not that I have a need for speed, but to create a higher buffer between casual riding pace and cutoff. I think the 2000 watt variant is, and correct me if I'm wrong, 45 miles an hour max. And with the problems that they've been having is the reason I'm leaving this. Didn't have any problems, no smoke, no cutoff, no nothing. Not to say it couldn't happen. Like I said, it's I've only had it a couple of days, and I actually hit 42 and some change today. I'll leave a screenshot. I had to find a place to do it, safely, to where if it did have a cutoff, or, I had some problems, I'd be safe. One, not get run over by traffic. Two, not have the wheel, cause any damage or hit someone, or, run off in front of someone's car. And today, again, I'm coming off of a King song, is why I mentioned this, or why I bring it up. You say I'm still geared up, it literally just got off the wheel. King song, I think I have my alarm set at 28 because the max is 32, and so there's been times when I've hit 30, 31, even with the speed set at 28, the alarm set at 28. So I have it, to create that buffer. Which is why I wanted the speed variant, so that I'd have that, even bigger buffer. And I found myself today cruising at 35 miles an hour. It was freaking great. Phenomenal. Again, I guess you don't think you have a need for speed until you actually do it. And again, it's more of a navigational issue. Some places you find yourself, with the alarm I had it set at 28, I'd beep, 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 beep. I'd be cruising somewhere, and, you'd hit it in no time. This wheel is phenomenal. I had it on the hard setting. I don't even know what the PSI, whoever PSI is in there in my tire right now, is what eWheel sent it as. And because of the cutouts and everything like that, is why I have on the Road Warrior gear, just in case. Got the flex meters with my Pebble watch. Let's see, the Pebble watch says I did, I guess it cleared when I usually take a picture of it when I turned off the wheel, but I did get a screenshot of it on the phone. Got my gloves that go up under the flex meters. I got my LS2. I was ready to go. And my Titan knee pads with shin guards, and little thigh area there. All of this is freaking phenomenal, great. I usually have on at least the helmet, wrist guards, elbow pads, and for what I was out there attempting to do today, I had to have everything. This wheel is phenomenal. I can't the ride was smooth. Again, I had it on the hard setting. There is a difference, I feel, in the how it flows in comparison to the King song. The King song is a little bit more rigid, and it's hard to explain what I was feeling on the MSP, because there was a kind of like a floating sensation. Like there was a little, again, I don't know how to describe it in comparison to the King song. The trolley handle on the Gotway is poop though. Don't like that at all. And what else? There was a couple of other differences. The speakers, King song knocked it out of the park with theirs. I appreciate Gotway trying, but listening to my music was little bit more strained on the Gotway, but pretty much, I mean, they're two totally different wheels, and I guess there'd be like two different purposes for why you'd even, why you'd ride one over the other. I know a lot of guys who say they only do 25 miles an hour on their wheel. That the King Song would be the wheel for you. The Gotway, oh my goodness. I mean, there'd be times now, for whatever reason, when I first got it, of course, I think I took it out a couple times, and I wasn't able to connect with the Gotway app. No, I wasn't able to connect with the EUC World app. And so when I took it out the very first couple of times, I was doing 25, just looking at what it was saying on the Gotway app, without breaking a sweat. I mean, it'd just be like effortless getting to 25. And I bring that up because when I think the next day, so that was Tuesday. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Of course, you got to take it as soon as you pull out of the box. You got to, take it out, depending on how much juice it has. I think it was at 100% when I got it. You got to take it out and see how it does. That day, like I said, it was effortless to get to 25. Then the next day, when I was able to actually get connected to the EUC World app, I started getting beeps at like 20 miles an hour. Beep, 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 beep. So today, that was yesterday. Today, I turned off the tilt back, and I didn't get the beeps. So, my alarm still worked because I initially had it set at 38. But then when I got out there on the expressway, or where I was, doing my little speed test, it went off at 38. I was like, oh wow, I got there, faster than I thought I would. Because, I've never done that before at that speed. So, you feel like you'd be a little trepidatious. So I figured I'd let the alarm tell me when I got there, no problem. So I reset it to 42. Again, I'm not trying to get it to cut out. So got to 42 and some change, no problem. That's the only thing I noticed about the any problems I might have had. I didn't experience any tilt back. I did somehow, according to the EUC World app, the battery was at 0, and I was maybe more miles, maybe 3 miles away from home. So I'm like, oh man, I'm either fall off or I'm gonna have to walk home. So I just kept going to see how far I'd get. I'm doing, even then it wanted to do 25 at least. So I'm trying to do, I was doing 12, 15, then, you hit a downhill and something like that, and then it's going 20, 23. I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to burn it out. So, but has anybody else had that experience? Well, I've never, with the King Song, gotten to where I'm 0 on battery, according to the app. I do know people say that there's a discrepancy between, what the app says and what, is actually, left on the battery. But, I'm not trying to figure that out. I'm not trying to be stranded and or have it cut off on me while I'm riding. What else? I think that's it for right now. Again, phenomenal app. Phenomenal wheel. Hopefully I don't experience any of the other issues that I would imagine if, let's say they sold 1,000 wheels. We've only heard of, I know, no more than 5. Now, of course, if you're one of those 5, that's, still one too many. But, hopefully I'm in that, other, 97% of people who never had or never will have a problem with the wheel, as far as that's, control board is concerned. And I'll post how many miles I put on there so far. I know it's maybe 30, between 30 and 40 so far total. Today I did like 28 miles, and that's like riding, so that took about an hour and a half. And again, man, my mind is blown. Again, my learner wheel was the King Song 16X, and it only goes so fast. I did experience a cutout on that. Did 32. I was totally ignorant to the, upper limits and what happens because of that. But I didn't get the tilt back, and because of the helmet I had on, I didn't hear beeps. If it did beep, and it cut off on me. And you know, man, I was jacked up, messed my knee up, fractured my thumb. You know, road rash. You know, even though I did have pads and everything on, but that was an ugly experience. So you know, you had it PTSD about speed. You know, like no, I don't think I want to do that anymore. So today, I actually did 42. I'm proud of myself. Quite a recovery. So again, my first experience with a wheel that's capable of doing that. So I now have 2 wheels. How cool is that? Anyway, just wanted to give my impression. How long has this been? You know, you want to take up, like, dude, he's still talking. Just my impression. So far, so good. Again, I've had it, 3 days? I got it Tuesday. For 4 days. For whatever reason, I keep thinking today is Thursday. Anyway, thumbs up for me, and hopefully this helps somebody who's trying to make a decision on whether or not to get it. The problems, any problems that I've ever had with the 16X, Jason at eWheels has taken great care of me. Had to send it in a couple of times. He sent me parts, and you know, gets here in like 1 or 2 days. You know, so it's pretty much on you as to, you know, how long it takes to actually do it. And because that was my only wheel, I did it pretty quick. Now you can, you know, take a little bit of time. Like, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow because I still have a spare. But you know, he's always taking good care of me. Has answered any of my questions. I mean, he's so good at customer service, to me at least. I always felt like, man, he must not have a lot of customers. But you know, I don't think I've been on any message boards where he's you know, nobody has, you know, I've run into, or I've come across a few people, maybe 1 or 2 people who's had problems with their customer service, but I'm not exactly sure as to what the backstory to those are. And the 16X is